I love that from Eli. The long take country. Let's ride. I love that.
Someone just say that in the chat.
Yeah, Eli did. I mean, that's us. The
That's right. That's right.
I love every time he releases a new Subway ad because they're all psychotic.
I
You know
just
what I mean?
like people finally just realizing how much of a. He's always bothered me.
Yeah. There's just something about him that's just really weird. I saw some guy on TikTok calling him out over using a black scent, and I was like, all right, no, this is not for me. I was like,
No. Let's hear your opinion on it.
here's what I think about black scents. Let's talk about it. There's actually one guy on TikTok I recently
We should just pivot to a sports podcast. We'll pivot. We don't have an NBA. Wait, we do have an NBA podcast. Listen to Roan with Pat Bev. We're just
yes.
We'll talk real hoops.
We'll switch to a new name. We'll call it like Undisputed.
Should KD go back to the Warriors?
Let's talk about the same thing every 5 minutes.
His legacy high key ruined.
I found this guy. He's actually, speaking of black scents, this guy I found a TikToker, a white dude. He's hilarious.
You're right, Matt. That is the funniest person. What happened?
Oh my god, he's the best, dude. He's awesome. Because like it always fools me because the opening frame is always just like a random play, and then the second it turns, I'm like, oh no, it's over.
What was the one recently? Was it Oregon? He just shit on them.
No, it was USC. He despises USC. I don't know why. He just hates them. USC. What happened? Dude, he rocks.
Dancing on their grave.
He's like the Grim Reaper of NFL teams. Like you see him come up, and you know you're done. Like he's dancing on your graves. Where's my guy at? I know. I saved a video of him. He's like one of my favorite new guys in my TikTok farm. Oh yeah, here he is.
Cringe poster.
I don't think intentionally. Let's see.
That was Jeff's idea. Jack. Oh my god. Wait.
I got drips for sale. I got drips for sale. I got drips for sale.
Oh my god.
Wait, and then there's a better one. Yeah, this one.
Sometimes you just gotta tell your woman, sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up and let me do my thing, baby. Simple as that.
There's no way that guy's not related to what's his face, Riff
Raff for Chet Hayes. Yeah, that shit is so funny.
Stitches if you guys tattoos removed.
Yeah, it fucking kills me. All right, yeah. So we're on the long take episode. What are you, 14 right now? 14. We do have some news. We're doing at the end of this one though a draft of best wrestler performances in TV/movies. I know you don't have a particularly large list just because of bandwidth timing, but it's going to be. And I think that makes it funner, just because most of these are super top heavy. Let's see. I do have. Where's our docket? I gotta like split this. This is what it sucks about doing these from home. Is like I'm on my tiny ass MacBook because my desktop is occupied. All right, here we go. All right. So first off, one thing that made me very happy this morning learning was that our doesn't match up this week, or the Team Smockin doesn't match up this week. Is such a tomato can, like a warm up fight for us going into the live show against Misfits.
Yeah,
that's what we call in the fighting business a tomato can.
Next week.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. They got RDT now. RDT's like very good.
I thought it was Dante, or is it?
No. Hank is the coach, so Hank's not even like on the team.
Okay. All right. Then if it's RDT, it's not as much a tomato can than I thought.
It's RDT, Dante, Kelly.
Okay. I still think we're gonna be in good shape regardless. I think that live show is gonna be fun as hell. Versus the Yak.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that. I can't wait to announce like the venue and everything and get the tickets on sale. So
fun. There is a few news things pertaining to our sphere. The first of which this morning, actually, James Corden. I'm sure you saw that, right?
No. Wait, what did you do?
he
I accidentally
backtracked.
woke up at like 9:30, which really fucked my whole day.
He like backtracked on his apology about the restaurant thing, and he said, "I haven't done anything wrong on any level." Corden said of the restaurant ban drama, "I feel so zen about the whole thing because I think it's so silly. I just think it's beneath all of us. It's beneath you." Like the ultimate, just like trying to sweep it under the rug, but making things like 500 times
What
worse.
happened there? So apparently he was a piece of shit at a restaurant, and they just banned him.
The restaurant banned him. They called him like a lecherous cretin or something like that. It was very funny. The guy that they ran like Balthazar and Patisse or something like that. It was very, very funny. But they also like there's like all these other testimonies from the waiters that worked there that I thought were really funny. Like just about this shit he did. Like one waiter said he was so furious when his steak came back slightly overdone and screamed in his face, which is just like obviously an
If
insane
James
move.
Corden was yelling in your face, though, would that not be like
Kind of funny, right?
yeah, like you wouldn't like be intimidated by he might be the least intimidating person on the face of the planet, is what I'm trying to say. Like despite how rich and famous he is, like it's still like if I saw him out in public, I would not be like
maybe that's why he's
just so round and soft and like even his voice is round and soft. Like
maybe that's why he acts like such a dick. But like it's a crazy thing for just like a random person to even do that. But for like someone at his stature and level to do that, I think is really insane. Another waiter testified that while serving Mr. Corden his macaroni and cheese, he informed me that I had a stain on my shoe. When I looked down to inspect it, he flicked my nose upwards and erupted in belly-shaking laughter, commanding his entire table to follow him in an asshole chant in my direction. Like,
all right, flicking the nose is pretty fucking funny.
The guy went down and he flicked up his nose.
That's just a classic bit. It's a good old classic bit.
Another waiter said that Corden demanded that he tickle his massive belly and putrid armpits. When the waiter refused, Corden had his bodyguards grab him, bringing him to a back room of the restaurant where they coerced the waiter into tickling Corden. All throughout the tickling, Corden referred to the waiter as his big boy tickle bitch, giggling in ecstasy the entire time. Eventually, the tickling caused Corden to release his bowels into his size 57 waist. Depends. At this point, the waiter was released and allowed to go back to work. So this dude he's the worst.
Is this real? Did you just make this all up? What? There's no way.
This is what I read. He's a big boy tickle bitch, I guess. But like you can't like back. I think you need to even lean into that. You know what I mean? If you're James Corden, like you just need to accept it. You know what I mean?
I don't believe you. There's no way. You're lying to me. I can't believe I'm falling for this.
I think he just needs to accept it. And sort of like lean into it almost and be like you can't and first of all, like that's PR 101. You can't like apologize and then walk back your apology. You know what I mean?
If James Corden asked me to tickle his belly, I think I would do it.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're in the middle of working, I guess you kind of don't want to. And to be like held down by bodyguards or coerced, I don't know how they coerced him, but to be forced into taking
the wild thing is like I believe this has happened at some point. Maybe not with James Corden, but famous people are so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it did.
I think the most shocking thing about all those testimonies is that he had a size 57 waist.
No, that's believable.
You think so? That's like insanely large.
Dude, that's because you're not from the Midwest. You don't see waistlines like that on the coast. Go to the Midwest. That's average.
That's a regular. Actually, that would be a great clip having James Corden try Midwest delicacies, like having him go get Skyline.
James Corden is just a Midwest man that was
born in the UK.
Born in the UK.
You know what's weird is like even if people like want to make fun of Midwest food, like it's 5 trillion times better than anything in England. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude.
They eat
English cuisine. It's just gross every time I look at it.
They eat like fucking raccoons. It's so gross.
There was a British person that replied to Brandon Walker, put a picture of biscuits and gravy, a nice southern delicatessen.
Yeah.
And like in the South, you use white gravy for breakfast. And like some British person was like, "What is that white stuff you Americans eat?" Like, and then like someone just replied with like, "This is what your biscuits and gravy are." And it was literally like crackers with syrup on top.
There's this one account I follow for my farm on TikTok. It's like essentially all they do is run ads for their chippery, I think is what they call it. It's some of the grossest shit you'll ever see. I just got. Wait, hold on. You guys see the pictures? Did I hit on it play?
Don't.
Philosophy. A freak like me just needs infinity.
Yeah, then always that ending card. Classy catering where tasting is believing.
Where is that?
In England somewhere. I don't know. I think like suburb of London when I looked it up once. just like I can't even. They're disgusting human beings. See, but then like this, you're right about this, but like that is not English food. You know what I mean? Like that's like being like, oh, America's cuisine is the best because they have the best Chinese food. You know what I mean?
You know the national dish of England is actually curry.
I saw that. Where was that?
I think we used it for a dozen question one time.
Yeah. The donor, yeah, good, but also not English. And
I thought it was like donor meat. Like someone brings in meat and just like
like they donated meat. No, it's like Turkish, I believe. It's very good. But yeah, again, not English. I mean, that donor meat looked disgusting. So the other news thing that we have, we got two more of those. Warner Brothers. Fucking soon you'll be able to own The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, as Warner Brothers Discovery is planning to release the film in its entirety as NFTs. And
are they that down bad for money?
Like, I don't know.
Is it that bad right now? Because this is a terrible idea.
Everything about it is bad too, where they're like
I get in concept, like it probably does make sense in like the NFT, like they'll sell out, like it'll sell and it'll make a lot of money, I'm sure.
But why not do this like
culturally speaking, like this is just like it's just a bad look, just a terrible look.
We've moved on, like you know what I mean. I feel like like this was a year and a half ago, sure. Like I would be like you're capitalizing.
Still, oh no,
but I'm not saying it's not popular anymore. But like at its height was like a year and a half ago. You know what I mean? And like you release then, like yeah, you're capitalizing on a trend, sure. But like now, I feel like it just is a laughing point. If that makes sense, like it's you release that headline and everyone's just like you're an idiot.
I mean, they got a win the other day. I do want to give them credit. They signed the whole NBA TNT crew.
Yeah,
it was huge. They all got paid. Chuck got paid. But Jesus Christ, I mean, yeah, what are we doing, Warner? I don't even understand how they have the rights to sell that. Wouldn't it be? The rights to the Lord of the Rings do not make sense to me.
So like, the rights to the Lord of the Rings movies, the Peter Jackson trilogy, belong to Warner Brothers
because they own New Line.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that belongs to them. Like, if they couldn't obviously do it with like the Prime thing or anything else like that, but they can do it with their own movie if that makes sense. It's still still.
You know what probably will be the most expensive. What do you think the most expensive one will be? It's got to be
Return of the King.
I think it'll be one does not simply.
From Fellowship, yeah.
If you own that, like that would be
Fellowship,
the one to own.
Yeah, this is also very true. The Hobbit feet will fetch a high price.
You don't really get too many close-up shots of their feet in the movies.
In like in the first act, like when they're still in the Shire, you get a couple good ones, but that's basically it. The pictures of like their costume for the feet are very funny. If you've ever seen those. Also the same with was it Captain America: The First Avenger? When like they had him running barefoot down New York City, Captain America, and he was just wearing like feet-shaped boots. You ever see that? It's well, I gotta fucking pull it up. It's so funny. America feet boots, I guess. So gross looking. Let me open a new tab. Fucking how do we do this again? It's like 50 clicks to get to one thing. This is what it looked like. Those are the boots that he wore during Captain America: The First Avenger.
Oh, come on, man.
Dude, it's so nasty. Like they had to because he's running barefoot, but still.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
After Warner Brothers, we had that trailer for what is it? A Man Called Otto. which is just PG-13 Gran Torino.
I didn't even watch it. I didn't even watch that trailer because I just saw the comments and I was like, Tom Hanks is on such a. What is he doing?
Cold streak.
Does his agent hate him? Like, is he pressed for money?
I think maybe he's just at a point in his career where he's just like, I'll take stuff that I just want to do versus stuff that like I should be doing or stuff that'll be competitive.
Terrible taste in movies, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just like I don't think he's in the mindset maybe or mood to be like, I need to be in an Oscar competing movie again, or I need to do this. Like he's been there, done that more than maybe any other actor there is alive right now. So
he could have aged so gracefully too, because he's like America's like dad. Like he plays that figure so well. Like he just needs to stick in that lane. Like
I think he did it well with Mr. Rogers and like
like he was great in Mr. Rogers, I thought.
Yeah. And like this could be good too. Like this could be a good like a silly kid's role basically, because he's grumpy old man turned nice old man, and like that could be a good role for him. I think.
Have you seen the original, the one
the Swedish one? No,
I heard it's actually pretty good.
Me too.
What I was saying.
The book was like a Pulitzer winner or something too. I don't really know. It was pretty cool though.
I just want to see. So he acts like a dick in the trailer.
He acts like a dick in the beginning, and the reason it looks so much like Gran Torino is because it's like he's an old man, dead wife. And he is just like really grumpy, hates all his neighbors. And then like an immigrant family moves in across the street. He hates them too. He's about to kill himself. And then he decides not to because they interrupt him. And he hates them, not because they're immigrants, but just because he hates everybody. And then, or maybe, I don't know where this movie's going to go. Maybe that could be part. He hates them and then ends up liking them over time. So like, it's very Gran Torino vibes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, again, like,
but it's
grumpy old man kids movie could be his lane.
What is the temperature on Gran Torino now? Do people still like it? Because when it came out, people loved it.
I feel like
it feels like a movie that like I don't know. People have turned on. People turned on at some point. Were like because they don't like Clint Eastwood. But
yeah,
I don't know. I still really like that movie.
I like it too. I think it's a pretty well directed movie. Actually, also, what's his name? His son was in that. His son was like the boyfriend of the main girl character.
Scott?
Yeah, Scott Eastwood was that kid. Like it's like
bullied. Eastwood not done westerns. Like more.
I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want to get.
He looks just like Clint.
Maybe he doesn't want to be zeroed in on it, I guess, or pigeonholed into being westerns. It's kind of like his dad mostly was. The other thing. Oh, we had Andor episode 7. I know you haven't seen it, right?
Nope. You go ahead and give some thoughts. I got to post something for the dozen really quick.
What's that?
Go ahead and give some thoughts.
Yeah.
I got to post something for the dozen. All right.
Yeah. So I think for people who have seen Andor episode 7, this won't be like spoiler talk. It'll be mostly like talking in more broad terms. I'll say that this episode, like as far as starting a new arc, was pretty awesome, and I think that there is a conversation in the tail end of this episode that is as good a dialogue scene as I've ever seen in Star Wars. If not, maybe like the best out of everything since the prequel started, probably. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but the Mon Mothma dialogue scene I thought was just fucking excellent. Really, really liked it. Enjoyed kind of where they went with Cassian, going back to the roots. And I'm trying to think of how to talk about it without more spoilers. But yeah, I think really cool episode. Really good espionage vibes, if that makes sense. And like, I think that's just something cool about Tony Gilroy is like, I was watching an interview with him before, and like, there was a guy who was asking him when he had rewritten Rogue One. They asked him, were you scared going into this movie? Like, were you? Yeah, you should. He looks fucking cool. He's like, they asked him, like, were you scared going into Rogue One? Like, this is Star Wars. It's a big deal. Like, were you afraid about it? And he's like, no, I really wasn't, because he's like, I'm just not a fan of Star Wars. He's like, so I had no expectations or no worry about failing expectations for the movie or anything, because I just like, I don't have a reverence for it. And I forget what this other thing was, but yeah, so that was like his big thing. And like, I think you kind of see that in this, where like a lot of the storyline and a lot of like the main story points in this show are like not based around Star Wars, or like, hey, let's go fucking talk to the Emperor, let's see Baby Yoda, or let's see this, let's see that. It's like, no, it's just, let's see these let's make like a cool espionage story that just happens to take place in the Star Wars universe, which is cool.
This show has been a breath of fresh air for the franchise. I think it's really answering all the wishes. Like that Star Wars fans I feel like have had forever, which is do something different within the massive universe that's set up. Like there's so many other places. Like when you're talking about a galaxy, like there's so much you can do there. And it feels like we're always so focused in on the Jedi, when the reality is like the Jedi are like the top 1% of the population. Like
Yep.
you like to imagine you would be a Jedi, but in reality, like you'd probably just be a dude like living a normal life, probably hating the Empire. Like, and this is kind of showing that side. I love it.
Yeah.
I really think this is like, we'll have to wait till the end of the season, but I think it's like the best made stuff Star Wars has done forever. Like it's so well done.
There's another, so they they sent us like the screeners for Tales of the Jedi 2, which is like it's basically like a little anthology series that uses like this, it's kind of like the Clone Wars animation style and all that stuff. I thought it was awesome. Really, really, really cool. A lot of tiny little stories that are awesome. You get to see Yaddle in it, looking fine as ever. Fucking this dude, so sexy.
Wait, you get to see Yad on what?
In Tales of the Jedi. Yeah.
Oh, is that out?
No, it's not coming out, I think, for another week or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought it was next week. Yeah.
dude,
yeah, no. I can't wait for the Ahsoka. I mean, I've said it a million times. Ahsoka's my favorite character in Star Wars, which I think she's just cool as fuck. I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up with her, but really fucking cool character.
Ahsoka gets like the spotlight in the first episode, which is like okay, but they definitely get better after that.
Oh, we got screeners for it?
Yeah, I've seen the whole season or whatever you're calling of it so far.
Very nice. How long is it like altogether? It's like 6 episodes.
They're all like 15 minutes, something like that. Yeah. The Yaddle though, I can't say enough. Gets a big focus.
Do we get any lore background on that race? Because it feels like we're still missing a lot of pieces there, like on what's going on with that race.
Absolutely none. You do get some
background. We gotta find something out, right? Because Grogu is clearly like a huge part of the Mandalorian story, and like we still don't know how the fuck how we even got him.
We do get lore about Count Dooku's background, which is kind of cool. Like
Dooku's a cool character.
Yeah, you get some like his like Jedi acts and stuff like that, and you kind of see his you know how almost with like one of the coolest things about Clone Wars is like it does a lot of trash cleanup for the prequels where it actually shows you Anakin turning more evil. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that is what they kind of give Dooku in this episode. Like they show like the good part of him and like what disillusions him and what then like eventually leads to him turning evil, which is sick. Really, really cool. Same voice actor as they use in Clone Wars as well. But yeah, man, again, can't say enough about Yaddle. She is bad. She's so baddie, dude. Holy shit, it's unreal.
I can't wait for. I mean, you're on TikTok. If you're on the side of TikTok, I'm on the side of TikTok. Then I can't wait for the Yaddle cosplayers to show up. Oh my gosh!
I wonder if I can. What happens if we type in Yaddle Rule 34?
What's Rule 34?
You don't know what Rule 34 is?
No. Damn, you're in a dark place in it. I'm just gonna Google it.
Don't actually do it. You're gonna find shit you can never take back and never unsee. Like so basically, if you type in any property, anything, like it doesn't matter, and then just put after it Rule 34, you will find the nastiest sex shit you've ever seen.
All right. Rule 34 is an internet maxim. Love the use of maxim. Internet maxim, which asserts that internet pornography exists concerning every conceivable topic.
Yep. Literally everything. You will it's really bad. It's you don't want to do it. Don't go down that road. But yeah, so that was Star Wars stuff. Now we can talk a little bit of non-spoiler Black Adam thoughts. You saw it last night. I saw it yesterday afternoon. I gotta say, like, we were shitting on this movie. We thought it was going to be so bad. It's not.
It's just not.
It's not bad.
If the movie, and this is the nicest thing I'll say about it, it was fun. It was fun, but nicer than that, I'll say if this movie came out in 2002, 2003,
dude, it would have crushed. The skateboarding.
It might have been the highest grossing movie of all time.
It was.
It's just a movie out of time more than anything. Like it feels like a movie of the 90s and early 2000s, which I enjoyed because it's just like that's when cheap blockbusters were just hitting the screens every weekend. Like it's just a good. It runs long for sure. and it at points doesn't know if it wants to take itself seriously or not. But it's fun. I mean, it's just The Rock playing a superhero. Like it's fun.
Mhm.
I think if COVID didn't happen and all these delays where it just got marketed for 3 years, it's just been we've been waiting on this movie forever. I think we got so sick of hearing about it.
It did start development in the early 2000s. That's a great point by Ethan. So maybe that's why it carries over.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, I mean, it would have been outdated. I think it might have been outdated in 2010 is the thing. Like, but
yeah,
um,
this is a movie that I would
happy
double
for it. I think it
feature
makes
with.
money.
I would double feature this with like Triple X. You know what I mean? Like this is a movie that would crush alongside that. Like it was, it's a good movie. Or I'm not gonna say like it's great or anything like that. It was, I thought, way better than I thought it was going to be. You mentioned the out of time thing. The dedication to skateboarding just doesn't. That was fucking wild. That was straight out of 2003.
You know, I was like last night leaving the theater. I was like, "Do kids even skateboard anymore?" I was like, "Kids don't." And then I go to get my Dunkin' this morning, and I see like 6 kids skateboarding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like I guess they are. But yeah, no, I guess that might be a light spoiler for the movie. There's a lot of skateboarding in the movie.
There's way too much. Like if they showed it for like one scene, like the beginning scene where they show it, like, yeah, whatever. But like the scene where no, without spoiling too much, the scene where he hits the thing with the skateboard, I was like, you've jumped it. It's gone too far.
Yes, those monsters were like very unnecessary, very, very unnecessary.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was a little unnecessary. I will note that the guy who plays the main villain in this did play 2 back-to-back pretty shitty villains now. He was also Jafar in Aladdin.
That's how I recognized him. Oh my god, why are they keep doing this to him?
Not a great villain. I will say the only other thing, the 2 cons I have for it is that kid sucked. The skateboarding sucked. The transition from second to third act was really weird, like really bizarre the way they did that.
Yes, I thought I was like, wait, there's like, because I was like doing the math in my head. I was like, we're about 90 minutes in, and the movie's 2.5 hours. So I was like, this movie, I had to like double check. I like pulled up because there's actually no one in my theater. Pulled up.
I was like half full.
Not good. There was like 8 people, and then I was at RPX at 8 o'clock opening night, and there's like 8 people in the theater.
Jesus,
like a 300 seat arena. Pulled up my phone and like checked I was like, all right, there's 2.5. This is 2.5 hour runtime, not 90 minutes, because I thought it was ending at one point. I was like, wait, is this movie over? Nope, just the transition was there. I thought so too. All right.
It was just weird because like they'd have like a false climax, kind of, if that makes sense. Like a very like you can do like a sort of something like that, like a false climax where like you ease into it and you make very clear that like this isn't the end of the story, but like they made it like feel so concrete that it was ending, and I was like, wait, is that it? And it kind of like jumps itself back up. That was a little weird too. But other than that, dude, the fights were cool. I think the way that they had, like, we made fun of how how they had Black Adam fly in the trailer and everything. That I thought the way he flied was awesome. The way they had him move,
they took
was so
that
cool.
Weird scene out. I think they realized it didn't look right.
Yeah.
The one that they used in the trailer. Where he's slanted upwards just a little bit. Like, you can tell he's on wires.
Yeah. I think though how they had Black Adam move in this movie was sick. Like the way they just had him operate. Like that's how I think a superhero would move if you could fly.
Yes.
Like, it was fucking cool. And I don't think I've ever seen that.
You know, in Man of Steel when they're fighting in the town.
Yeah.
And the girls like going from like person to person, just absolutely like basically looks like they're almost teleporting, but they're just moving really fast. Like, yeah, really cool. Like, I don't know. It was fun. I liked it.
Oh, the score was good.
I would see it in the theater. Like it's a movie that plays well on a big screen. I think if you have like 3 hours to go, if Banshees is playing near you, I said it last night. I gave a little reaction on the TikTok. I said if Banshees is playing near you, I'd go see that instead.
I'm seeing that right after this.
Yeah, I'd see that instead. I don't know if it's that wide, but if you can't get to Banshees, then go see this instead. Like it's a good, and it's got a great score. It sounds really good.
Awesome score.
It sounds really, really good. They mix in a lot of good tracks. Like the music actually that they choose to use works well in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, the skateboarding thing is I get what they're trying to go for. Like they wanted to incorporate a kid very clearly because they want to show like how amazed they are by like the superhero world and like
they also, I think, very clearly wanted to rip off the T2 John Connor dynamic. You know what I mean? Which is like exactly what that kid in Black Adam have in the movie. Which is, and so they just needed someone for that, and they needed him to have a slightly larger role, which kind of sucked. But
I want to hear this. Who was your MVP of the movie?
I think
there was one person that was
Brosnan's the standout. Yeah, so
Brosnan was awesome. Dr. Fate is such a cool fucking character.
He rocked. I thought Hodge was solid. The other two kind of didn't do anything for me. Like, and not because like we don't like Noah Centineo or anything like that. I just don't think they gave the character enough room to run. Same with Cyclone or whatever. I thought the way they animated
what was her name? I couldn't even hear it.
Cyclone, right?
I guess. I don't know. She's not even a big comic character, so I had no clue who she was.
Yeah, she wasn't great. And not on the fault of her, just like they didn't give either of those two a lot of room to shine. And I thought the way they animated her powers kind of looked shitty as well.
Really? I thought the wind stuff looked kind of cool.
I couldn't tell what she was doing. I couldn't figure out what she was doing at all.
No, I couldn't really figure out what her powers were for a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. That's it didn't, it looked like visually like interesting, but like I couldn't figure out what she does. Like, what do you do here, Cyclone, other than I guess move wind. But that part was weird. I want to know, one of the funniest things about the movie was when they did it's the second time we're referencing Captain America: The First Avenger, but the way that they did the Rock with the smaller body, it was like laugh out loud funny. And that's part of the issue of the Rock being who the Rock is like with Chris Evans, like it's almost like you get a pass a little bit. The Rock is like the most public figure on earth. We know what he looks like. So to have him with that like CGI face and the tinier body was very funny, I thought.
The funny part was the tinier body was still like a very jacked person. Like the person was still very big, like professional athlete big. But the Rock is just so fucking massive. Like it's such a down, like he's like half the size, still huge, but like it just looks so funny.
Yeah. Did you did you watch the last season of What We Do in the Shadows, or any of What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah.
He kind of looked like Colin Robinson, like the mini Colin Robinson, a little bit. It's a little weird. It wasn't like a huge point of the movie.
I think the most recent season was the funniest season yet.
Yeah, it's so good.
When he was like, when he had his iPad, when he's just an iPad kid, he was like
playing Roblox or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, "Have you ever played Roblox?"
Yep. Perfectly well done. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, there was nothing in this movie that I feel like crippled it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like a couple little things that like brought it out of where like there was, the ceiling for this movie is already very low, and I don't think it was like it didn't disappoint. You know what I mean? It was actually exceeded, I think, all my expectations, which is like a huge.
What do you think it made in Thursday previews? I'm gonna guess 5 million.
It's got to be a little more than that.
Usually, like big Marvel movies only make like 9 or 10.
But this had to be in like a trillion theaters just because of The Rock and.
Okay, it made 7.6, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. So would we recommend seeing it? I would say that it's worth seeing in the theater just because it is like whatever else, it is a big screen experience.
It is 100% a big screen movie. Yeah, I mean, it's a blockbuster in every sense of the word. Like it falls into all the tropes of a blockbuster, and in that sense, yeah, see it on a big screen. There's worse ways to spend your time. It's
not like Dune level, like you need to see this on a big screen, but it's just like it's going to be better for you to watch on a big screen.
Yeah, it'll be a fun review. I'm interested to see how Jeff feels about it. It could go either way for Jeff. I think Chris is absolutely gonna fucking hate this movie.
I will note to preview my score for this movie. It's above a 70.
Okay.
I just want to throw that out there. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. It's above a 70 for me.
I'm having a tough time deciding on the score because
it is. I keep trying to think of like things that I could do to bring it down, but like there's nothing that brings it down enough. Like every time I think of a negative, I think of a new positive.
Yeah, like there's a lot of like fun stuff that I'm just like, damn, I wish there was a lot more of this. And I don't know, they knew what they wanted to do in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like The Rock was like, let's have some fun here. Let's just put a lot of action on the screen and let people enjoy. And there's a ton of action. So
it's literally like almost nonstop action, which is cool. There's I want to say too, like really violent in a good way, like not like super gory or anything like that, but like very cool violence.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
I want to see him. I said it last night. I want to see him fight Goku.
Yeah. What was something that was really cool about it too was like it almost it reminded me. There's a couple scenes with Black Adam in it where like it reminded me of what was the show Invincible, where it's just like one man annihilating everything and like seeing like the full scope of like what a theoretical superhero would do to regular people. You know what I mean? Like dudes with guns or whatever. Like that scene was sick as hell, I thought.
Yes.
I would say if you had to pick between these two, always go to a Barstool Sportsbook opening, especially New Orleans.
Isn't is Chris down there for that?
Chris is down there for that, yeah.
Yeah, Chris is down there for that. I think Megan making money, Big Ev.
For sure.
Yeah.
Go say hi to all the fellas down in Baton Rouge. That'll be fun. And tell Chris to make sure he watches Black Adam for Monday. Because this will be a fun one. But yeah, The Rock does not say fuck, unfortunately, I don't think. He definitely says shit. I think. No, maybe he doesn't say shit. The other people say shit, though.
Yeah.
I heard shit a few times. Somebody said oh shit right before dying, I think, which was kind of funny. Well, not that funny. This is the dude with the grenade in his mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we can move into our draft now. We again drafting best, or we're just gonna say favorite. We're gonna say favorite wrestler performances in TV/movies. For me, because we're gonna do we did the list generator, whatever. I'm first, Gooch second, then we're gonna snake.
You're gonna take what I want first overall. I already know it.
Batista as Drax, obviously.
Oh, okay. You didn't.
So I think, and I know what you're gonna take next. But that was one where I was just like, I need Batista as Drax, because I think that when you're talking about performances that are just like the perfect amount of comic relief, I gotta just go Batista as Drax, because he is such a funny character and just like obscenely large, which is something that's always fun with any sort of superhero type character. I think his pound for pound performance in Guardians 1 is the best, and it well, within that movie anyway. And then his back and forth with Rocket, with Groot, with Peter Quill, with everybody, with Gamora. It's like it's always funny and always makes me laugh. And I think that Batista has, alongside Cena, who I'm assuming you're going to go with next, like some of the best comedic timing in the business, especially considering like that's just not the world he comes from. Like he comes from the wrestling world. He should not have that. But yeah, got to go with Batista as Drax #1.
They do. That's some of the best makeup Marvel's ever done too.
Yeah,
in terms of like design. Like I think they spent like 5 hours every day in the chair to get ready, and it looks incredible. Like it looks really great. It's like up there with like Mystique in the early X-Men movies. Like it looks fantastic. He's very funny. I think they leaned a little too hard into his like, I don't even know what to call it.
Taking everything literally.
Yeah, and the second one, I still actually really like Guardians of the Galaxy too. But yeah, no, he's a fun character. And you're right. For my first pick, I am going to go John Cena, Peacemaker. I loved Peacemaker. I think it's like easily the funniest show of the year so far, and you kind of forget about it because it came out in January. But fuck, I almost restarted it last night actually. So goddamn funny. I mean, just hilarious. Like he really has developed into a great comedic actor. John Cena has, like,
for sure.
He's funny in a lot of stuff, even like something stupid like what was the movie over the summer?
Let's not spoil any picks because they could come up.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean he's funny. Like he has great delivery. Like he knows that he looks ridiculous. He knows that he looks ridiculous. He's very well aware of the fact that he's like 5'8", 250 pounds, like built like a little bowling ball, and he plays it up so well. Yeah, no, I jam out to that whole soundtrack. Actually, I will.
Great music.
Gunn knows what he's doing. Good lord.
Oh yeah, that's literally back-to-back Gunn picks for us.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Dude loves wrestlers.
Let me see. What do I want to do next? Like I said, ooh, man, there's some really great stuff to choose from. Actually,
just decent amount, more than I would think.
Fuck. Give me a second.
We're gonna have to give you the clock where you lose your
Yeah,
pick.
give me a clock.
Let's do. Alexa, set timer for 20 seconds.
You know what? I could probably get him later, and he's only in it for a second. But I've always said I really like the Rocky movies that are so campy, and I'm gonna go with old Thunder Lips.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan as Thunder Lips. It's always it's one of the best scenes in the Rocky franchise when he fights Hulk Hogan.
It is.
I don't know. It's Hulk Hogan is so ridiculous, and I think people forget how famous Hulk Hogan was for such a long time. He's kind of fallen out of like the public eye, especially after that sex tape scandal and all the stuff that happened with Gawker. But goddamn, he was so funny in that. Like,
how is Gawker not a porn site? That's kind of crazy in retrospect.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Peter Thiel owned it. It was just like a news site.
Yeah. R.I.P. Not really. Rest in shit. But yeah, no, I'm going with Thunder Lips. Yeah, no, and I really like Rocky 3. I know people.
You're a Rocky 3 defender.
I'm a Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 defender. I think the Rocky franchise, when it gets campy, is just as good as when it takes itself seriously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like Rocky 4.
It's
the best training sequence.
In the middle is when it's bad.
Yeah. All right. For mine, I'll start with. I'm trying to decide between two different Cena roles. I'll do John Cena in Trainwreck. Cena in Trainwreck, best part of the movie. I thought every line he did was laugh out loud funny. Like the "I will fuck you" part. Like it's just everything about that is that exchange in the movie theater absolutely destroyed me. I feel like that's a well-earned high spot in this draft.
That's a great pick. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, John Cena, that was actually that was probably his first big role, was it not?
Yeah, that's definitely the first one where it wasn't a piece of shit movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was funny, and wasn't he showed ass. He showed full ass in that, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he's a little stocky ass.
Yeah.
LeBron was very good in that movie somehow.
It was way better than he was in Space Jam, but then again, that's just like a much smaller amount of exposure in Space Jam. All right. In my second pick, I'll do Roddy Piper in They Live.
That's what I was gonna go.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
quotes.
They Live. Oh yeah, all-time quotes in that movie. One of the great John Carpenter movies. Piper. So I'm trying to like write with one hand. One of the great movies that's just like was way ahead of its time too in a lot of ways. The chew bubble gum and kick ass line, obviously iconic, and then his fight scene in that is like fist fighting scene in that was awesome, so cool. One of my favorite like hand to hand just fist fights, especially before they actually did that kind of upgraded that. And yeah, you joined in the perfectly right time. I literally just picked it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with old Piper. Rest in peace.
What's your favorite They Live quote? There's so many good ones.
I think that genuinely that line where he walks in the bank or whatever it is and delivers the bubblegum and kick ass line, it just every time that's just iconic. And then they stole it in what was it? Duke Nukem? Something like that. Yeah, that was a good one too. I forget. Yeah, but yeah, so I'm gonna Piper They Live, and now you get back to back.
What does he say? You ugly as shit.
Yeah.
Remember what did he say to the grandma?
Something like he's just got such good delivery too, man. He did have such good delivery. Great actor.
First up, I'm gonna go with Macho Man. I'm gonna go Spider-Man? Macho Man and Spider-Man. Yeah. So I got like two picks that are basically the same now. Yeah, Bonesaw McGraw. That's what his character's name was. Bonesaw McGraw fighting old Spider-Man. I just love Macho Man, Randy Savage. Rest in peace. He's like just his whole delivery. Like I wish he was in more stuff. He really didn't do a ton outside of his Slim Jim commercials.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Great character. And then I'll take a more serious role. And I'm gonna go back to Bautista. And I'm gonna go Bautista in Blade Runner 2049.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he might be a very good dramatic actor because of that role. He's only on screen for 10 minutes?
Right in the beginning. Set the tone.
But he's keeping pace with Ryan Gosling at his best. Like he is eating up the scene. Like he is a very, very good actor. And I'm not saying And the rest of the stuff he's in, like he's very good, especially when he gets into his more dramatic stuff. But in that movie, he's incredible. He's very, very good. Need to get him back in those tiny glasses.
Yeah.
Those little tiny glasses were also just a nice touch. So Bautista, Blade Runner 2049.
Yep. That's a great pick. That really that scene, that opening scene was so good as far as like dialogue and just setting the tone for the rest of the movie. It's just insane.
And it starts Gosling's descent into kind of madness, not madness, but into questioning his own origin and
exactly. Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
All right. For my back-to-back, I'll start with Andre the Giant and the Princess Bride. Andre the Giant. The Princess Bride is just one of my favorite movies. I actually have.
Everyone
let me grab the. You go for a second. I'm gonna grab my criterion of it. It's so cool.
Kinjack's gone. What do you guys want to talk about? Alexander, we talked about how James Corden makes restaurant workers tickle his armpits.
So this is the criterion for Princess Bride. It essentially like opens up like a book. So
I was about to say, is that a book?
It's
really
cool. Enjoyed it a lot. And they do like they like sum it up. They have like the dialogue scenes all like written out. So like you can see that. It's really cool. Really liked it a lot. And obviously it's like one of my favorite. Nice fridge. Do I have a nice fridge? It's pretty average, I think. But yeah, so that's one of my favorite movies, and Andre the Giant rocks in it. If I could pick one character from that movie, it would probably be the little Sicilian man himself. What's that actor's name? Wallace Shawn. But I always liked him. But Andre the Giant in that movie, the perfect gentle giant, just an obscenely large man. Really, really liked him in that movie. After that,
Wallace Shawn played he was in Gossip Girl.
Yes. Was he?
Yeah, he was
wow.
He was Blair's like stepdad, and he was awesome in that too.
Inconceivable. Great. Inconceivable. My next pick, I'll go a little outside the box. I'll do The Rock and Moana. I think.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Great.
Yeah. Pick. Think about it from like multiple perspectives. Like no one, I think, would ever think that The Rock could actually like sing. And I'm sure that took a lot of work in the sound room to make it work out. But his song was awesome. Like the entire thank you song I thought was really, really cool. Or You're Welcome song was really, really cool. There actual other scenes, like just regular scenes throughout the movie, were great as well. Really good voice acting job. And I think that like that character obviously kind of made the movie with actual Moana. So like I just
he I like Moana a lot. I'm not on it's the best Pixar movie of all time train.
No.
Some people really think that's the best one. But The Rock is awesome. His song You're Welcome, love that song. My niece loves that song. Listen to it all the time. Doesn't get old either. It's very, very fun.
Yeah.
Rock's not a very good singer, but the song works for some reason.
I know, that's the weird thing about it. It just kind of makes sense. All right, you're back up.
Okay. Damn, there's a lot of stuff to choose from here. Let me keep going. I'm trying to find something that's not like for 5 seconds, which is what I feel like I've picked all my picks on. I want something more starring, but I'm having a tough time picking. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go more dramatic again. I'm gonna go Luca Brasi from The Godfather.
He was a wrestler?
Yeah.
I had no idea. That's crazy.
Not a big time wrestler, but yeah, he was a wrestler. Who was it? Let me think of who it was. See if I can find it.
You're right. I remember reading that somewhere. Now that I think about it. I would keep him up here, but he's trying to bite my wires here, Eli.
Lenny Montana, who was a wrestler in the NWA, 50s from 1953 until 1970 something. Jesus,
damn,
wrestlers go forever. God damn. But
yeah,
I mean, it's he's waiting outside. He can't figure out how to say what does he say? If it is a girl, I pray that she's a masculine one.
Just sitting there practicing his lines. Yeah.
I can't figure out the words. Yeah. And he's the muscle. Yeah. No, I love him. Yeah. No, and I really love The Godfather. The first one, I love it. So I'm going there.
All right. I think I could do like 2 more picks to get to 7.
We'll go 7. That's fine.
Yeah. I think I can get there. Yeah, Momo did good, except he was trying to. Dude, this fucking cat has bitten through not 1, but 2 fast charging cables, and now a like an HDMI splitter cable and another cable. I don't know why, just out of nowhere over the course of the last week. I can't figure out why. Fucking rat bastard. But it's worth it when he does like I feel like I'm Michael Vick watching him fight my
oh no, I saw him
sisters.
grappling. I saw him grappling the other cat the other day.
Yeah, the
Video.
girlfriend's sister cat, and like they just go at it. I feel like
all right. I got
yeah, that's true.
Okay. Oh, it's my turn still. All right, I'm gonna go the Big Show from Waterboy. He just Captain Insano.
Yep.
If you ever in need of water services, that movie is so stupid but so funny. I wonder
if very good.
Do kids today think that movie's funny, or is it too stupid and too much a product of the '90s? That
that's a good question.
But I don't know. It's still that movie still gets me. It's very quotable. Like it's yeah. What are you, kid? I'm what did he say? 34.
Yeah, yeah.
I am 34 years old. They just start laughing.
What's his move too? It was like the Insano Slam or something. Fuck, I don't remember.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going Big Show and the Waterboy.
Mm-hmm. This maybe is true. I don't know. I don't know how Zoomers feel about anything Adam Sandler from that era. All right, for mine,
I think they like him as a concept because he goes out wearing like stuff that they like to wear, which is just unmatching clothes that are oversized. But I don't think they really vibe with his movies, considering everything he's put out since they've been alive has just been like grown-ups and a bunch of shit.
Yeah, it's very true. For my pick, I'll do Jesse Ventura and Predator. All-time cool badass character. Very homophobic character, but other than that, pretty funny. He's a damn good character. He's even the fact that he walks around carrying a minigun is still to this day one of the coolest things. And his entire scene where they just like mold everything down. He's sitting there and he has that really cool line after the raid on that first place where he's like, "I ain't got time to bleed." Like, just an all-time role right there. Just a great role. Which Waterboy in school? That's crazy. Ain't got time to bleed though. So cool.
What, Waterboy in school?
That's kind of wild.
I'm trying to think. Maybe. Wait. Is that a movie you watch in school? I'm trying to think if there's actually anything in there that's like inappropriate.
Not.
I guess when the coach rubs his nipples is a little strange, but
yeah.
Not a movie my school would have let me watch.
This is true. This is a guy that would take the video in his truck wearing the Oakley sunglasses that look that certain way, wearing a Bass Pro Shop hat.
Lamar
this
Jackson,
country.
Running back.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson, this guy's a running back. Fucking A. That was a good ass role though. All right, for my last pick, there's a lot that like I'm gonna go with Mick Foley in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Mick Foley voiced a character called. You've seen The Last Airbender, right?
Yeah.
He voices a character called the Boulder, which is a professional Earth wrestler or whatever, which is based on The Rock. And he voices his delivery is like The Rock's, and Mick Foley crushed it. Very, very funny role. That entire scene where
is that the one that the blind girl beats?
Yes, she beats all of them. Like,
yeah, okay, I remember that.
That entire professional wrestling segment was very funny, but I think the Boulder really crushed me, especially just knowing in retrospect who it was anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Mick Foley in The Last Avatar, and now you get your last pick.
You know what? I was about to say Ronda Rousey in Entourage the movie.
Fuck no, dude. She's a bad actress. She stinks.
She's a bad actress, which is a shame because
she looks so cool.
Yeah, she's good at the ringside. You know who needs to do something is what's her face, the redhead girl.
Becky Lynch.
Yeah, she needs to do something. She's hot too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with The Rock, and I'm gonna go Welcome to the Jungle, the Jumanji.
Wow.
I actually like that movie, and I think he's funny in that. Like I do like that movie. So for what it's worth, I like The Rock. I know we shit on him a lot, but like he doesn't try to do stuff he's not good at. You know what I mean? He's never once tried to do a dramatic turn or anything like that. Like he's very well aware of what he can and cannot do.
Yeah.
And Jumanji fell right into that. I think that might be the most up the middle role for him. Like you got him in khaki stuff out in the jungle. Perfect. That's The Rock. And you got him like not doing anything too serious, like in a family movie, delivering kind of corny lines, but like it just kind of works for him. So I'll go Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. A movie that really shouldn't have worked because Jumanji is such a beloved 90s movie and it felt like a weird thing to reboot. But it ended up being pretty fun. Are they gonna do it? I think they're doing a third one too, right? They're gonna finish that trilogy off.
I feel like they have to.
Because at the end of the second one, didn't all of Jumanji come to?
Yeah, they set themselves up for another movie.
Did they tie that up?
I don't think so, but I'm sure it's just an issue with scheduling because like the other people will be there without a doubt, but then you need like The Rock to square out time for that, and he's in the middle of probably filming Black Adam 2 and 3.
Karen Gillan's too busy filming Peppermint 2.
Wait, what was that one she did with the ice cream shop vibes where
she's filming The Bubble too? The Bubble too.
Fuck no, man. What was that other one she did where it was like an action movie on Netflix? It wasn't bad. It just wasn't.
Wait, Edge is casted already? They've already done that as Ares? Is that real?
I like Edge. That's not an awful.
But is that been announced already?
I don't know.
I didn't realize they'd done any casting outside of like the main 3 kids.
Yeah, it's the kid from the Adam Project.
Oh yeah, that's a great pick. Great pick. That kid can really fucking act.
Yeah. All right. So our lists are: I have Bautista as Drax, John Cena in Trainwreck, Roddy Piper in They Live, Andre the Giant in The Princess Bride, The Rock in Moana, Jesse Ventura in Predator, and Mick Foley in Avatar: The Last Airbender. You have John Cena Peacemaker, Hulk Hogan in Rocky 3, Macho Man Randy Savage in Spider-Man, Bautista in Blade Runner, Luca Brasi in The Godfather, The Big Show in Waterboy, and The Rock in Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. Some other ones in my pool. Roddy Piper in It's Always Sunny was very funny. I don't know if you ever saw that episode where they start doing.
Which episode was he in?
They do like a wrestling show for the troops, and they hire. It's very funny. They do like the Birds of War, like they It's a very funny episodes. They have Roddy Piper as like a wrestler they hire. That's like. He's a very funny character. He's like really down. It's like a parody of like the wrestler, like the Mickey Rourke character. Yeah. Where like they're asking, they're like, how much would you charge for a show? Like, we're just curious how much. And he's like, yeah, $50. And they're like, oh, okay, you can come to our show. And he's like, they're like, wow, you have a lot of kids' toys in your car. And he's like, do you have kids? And he's like, no, not anymore. Like, it's just a lot of really funny shit. And he was great in that episode. I also had Nathan Jones in Troy.
I was looking at that one too because he's so fucking big.
Gregarious. Like he doesn't say a line. He just gets like killed very coolly by Brad Pitt, which is awesome. Yeah. The Rock in Walking Tall, far from a perfect movie, but I like The Rock in it.
I was thinking Rock and Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain, or even what was the other one? Like there was Walking Tall and then The Rundown, which are like the same movie.
Yeah.
But the other one just Sean William Scott.
The Rock and the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, The Rock and the Tooth Fairy. The Rock and Hobbs and Shaw was on my list.
Ooh, that is fuck.
I feel like we kind of missed on that the more I'm thinking about it, but I'm happy with my list regardless. But I thought he was good in Hobbs and Shaw.
He was good.
And then Stone Cold in The Longest Yards. But what's the line he says? Like, you ain't on offense, are you, bitch? And like, or he says like, this is how a white man runs football or something like that.
Then he gets his ass beat. Yeah, Stone Cold.
And then he shits himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's how the white man plays guitar.
Yeah. He gets his ass beat.
I hate that Jeff hates that movie. So yeah. He hates that Longest Yard remake.
I love that one.
Very funny. I think it has so many great lines.
I earnestly I have a very severe heavy nostalgia for that movie. Fucking Joey Diaz.
It's a very quotable movie for some reason.
Yeah.
Like it's got so many great little you get service with those things.
Kevin Nash is the one who takes estrogen accidentally and he's like, "That's so hurtful" to like all the other dudes.
Yeah, that's probably very problematic now.
Yeah. Kevin Nash is in the movie, very funny. Who else was on that? There was like a lot of random people like that on the, especially on the police side of things. Like
Was
the
the
dude who
in
was the banker, I think his name is William Fitchner or something like that. The dude who was like the banker in The Dark Knight that dies in the beginning. You know what I'm talking about? Something Fitchner.
Beginning of what?
Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah. He's a wrestler?
Yeah. No, he's in the Longest Yard. He was one of the cops.
Oh, okay. I was
Goldberg. Yeah, he's one of the prisoners. He has the giant dick that they don't have a cup size big enough for. Fuck, now I just want to go look at that.
And Stone Cold Steve Austin was in Grown Ups too.
Yeah. Where's the cast list on this? I gotta see. This is the one thing that's annoying about this is that they don't use their wrestler names.
I know. It's really bothering me.
Bob Sapp was in it. I forgot about that. David Terry Crews as Cheeseburger Eddie. I forgot was also very funny.
Actually, I want to pick. Wait, no, she's not a wrestler. Gina Carano.
Was she in?
No, the Mandalorian.
As Mando, yeah. Oh, the Great Khali was in it too. The giant dude. Joey.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I actually do. There is one in the Mandalorian. I think I want to change my pick.
A wrestler?
She wasn't in it enough. She'll be in it way more next season. We come back and we do this draft. Sasha Banks.
Yep.
Was doing all the Mandalore stuff. Yeah, that stuff's sick. She was cool, and she pulled her like signature move, like in the bar fight, which is sick. Always fun when they do that. They let the wrestlers do their moves.
Yeah, exactly. Who else on here? There's a lot of other people in here.
Adam Sandler's a big wrestling fan somehow.
Yeah, weirdly big. Forgot about this too. But yeah, Adam Sandler. I like anyone who likes wrestlers. You know what I mean? This is also true. But yeah, so that's the episode. We'll be back next week for episode 15. I think next week we'll do a basketball themed one. I'm trying to get. I think I mentioned this before in one of the old episodes, but the timing didn't work out right. There's a Chargers player that I want to do an NBA style draft with. Maybe we can get Ronan for that one as well, which that'll be a fun one. But until next time, we will see you guys later. Have a great weekend.